Hey everyone, Ocklawahaboy Rocks here. It's Thunderegg Thursday. If you missed part one, go back and watch it. But it's time for part two. Back out to Dugway, Utah for some more digging. Good morning, everyone. It is the second morning out here at the Dugway geobeds. Forgive me, I'm not dressed for camera, but this is just it out here. It was 36 degrees according to the truck when I got out of my tent this morning and jumped in the truck for a little heater and some breakfast. The sun's out, so I think it's up to 38 now. It was supposed to be in the mid 40s this morning and get down to 38 tonight, so I'm expecting near freezing tonight, but I'm going to get up, get moving around, and go do some digging. Okay, here I am in this hole from yesterday. I'm going to try and shovel some of the bottom of it out and see what I can find. Okay, this is probably wishful thinking, but I did dig the bottom of this out some, so there would be somewhere for the dirt to go as I picked away at this layer. There's lots of little things, but I hit this, so again, probably wishful thinking, but it could be a whole Thunderegg. So I just thought you might like to come along and see it. Okay, not as big as I hoped. I had hoped it was going to get bigger going back there, but I think it is a whole egg. So this spot might be worth a little more digging. Got to clear out some more of this, and I really want to get underneath that layer that I'm in. Okay, I'm not trying to tell you this is a great Thunderegg for Dugway. It's a little tiny one, but it is a nice little fully formed egg. The pressure ridges, I can cut that on trim saw and should make two nice little halves. So it just popped out of the bottom of there. I'm about ready to give up on this hole, but keep going. You can see that white kind of diagonal line there. Under that's the sort of perlite-ish material. And before, when I was finding good eggs, they were coming out from below that. So I'm pretty sure I'm not deep enough, but this is going to be a pretty tough hole to be able to dig much deeper without all this stuff coming in. It just keeps rolling off of here. So I'm going to put you back away and start again. Okay, there's one that has the right shape to it. Let's see. Yeah, a little double. Now this is, you've seen me do this technique before at other places. I've just been kind of scraping with the hammer. Small egg. And just like happened there, when I hear something with a decent scratching sound, I pull it out, and generally piece of broken rhyolite. I have broken nice hollow eggs doing this before, but usually when you find an egg, it pops out okay. Okay, it's a little tiny one, but it's real nicely formed. Okay, I just moved a bunch more dirt out of the bottom of here, and I thought I'd bring you along to see what this roundish lump is. I think that's going to be an egg. I don't know if it's solid or not. Maybe I'll wash it off and get back with you. Nope, not complete. The mud had filled in all the broken area, but it's still kind of interesting. I'll set it beside the bag and decide if it comes home or not. Alright, this one just came out right down there. Now it's not absolutely complete. It's lost a couple of its little members there. But I think the body of the egg is complete. So that is definitely the best one of the day. Another little one down there. I still think I'm in tailings. Don't think I've gotten to the fresh dirt yet. So look at this. I've got these kind of striation lines going all through here, which I think is where the slope was exposed over the years as more stuff was dug up out of the bottom. So I'm still skeptical as to whether or not I'm really where I want to be, but I had decided 2 or 3 more minutes and I was gone, and then I found that. So that could be a discard from 30 years ago, back when they were pulling basketball size and bigger out of here. But for me, for right now, that's worth keeping on digging. Okay, so you see my little camp over there? Right over here is where I was digging. Over here is a tour from Topaz Mountain. And then there's another little area I missed last time I was here. This is more like some of the beds in the Northwest I'm used to. Got the hard rhyolite with all the little eggs in it. And there's several places around here that it's exposed. I'm not going to be breaking rock, but here's a good piece. It's just really cool to me. I don't know if the eggs will be any different, but I am going to pick up some pieces like I always do. Let me see if I can get some water. So I'll look for some decent pieces of this, take a few home. So I had said that I always heard that these Thundereggs were a placer deposit that were transported here from somewhere else. But these solid beds that are loaded with them. Here's my hand for scale. These would lead one to believe that they were just weathered out of all this rock. Very, very, very cool stuff. And people have been chiseling on this, hammering on it, I guess trying to get whole ones out, but that's not going to happen. But there are millions of them in here. Alright, I've been kind of wandering around talking to some people. Talked to the tour guide over there, and he kind of reinforced my conclusion that the pits are not the place to be. They're the pits. They've been gone through so many times. They're digging in some good holes. Talked to another couple that found a spot to get down to some virgin ground, and they're pulling out some nice softball size ones. So I need to wander around and either find me a good place to punch a deep hole down or hang it up, one of the two. So I'm going to go try and find a place to dig. Okay, so just to give you an idea how big some of these Thundereggs can be. Yeah, it's broken two halves. There's another one down in there. There's some big Thundereggs out here. Well, I'm over in someone else's hole that they dug out and left. And I've been working on getting through this clay layer and down past some of this conglomerate. There's lots of conglomerate all through here. And I got impatient and broke this egg. But I'm still going to take it home with me. It's still awfully pretty, even though I don't get the fun of sawing it in half. It's got some nice crystals down in there. I don't know if that's actual amethyst or just the color of the rhyolite showing through. But I can skin a face on that and polish it up, and it'll be beautiful. Alright, I've been kind of all over this place. There's looking back at my truck. But now I'm kind of piggybacking off of some holes that people have left. This one looks like it's been partially backfilled. I was in that one up at the top earlier. I might check this one here out. Yeah, this one looks like the person was kind of just digging back instead of down. So I'll probably spend the rest of my day checking out some of these. This one doesn't look too promising unless I wanted to dig way down again. Alright, looking down in this hole, you can see the difference in these two layers of dirt. And I think this is the ash layer that everyone's been telling me I needed to get to, I believe. Of course, up here there's lots of little ones, but down here is where I'm a little more hopeful. I've had a couple of golf ball size ones pop out already. And I'm pretty sure this is brand new dirt. It's not one. There's a lot of rock in here, whatever it is. There's a little one. Came out. I think that's one. I think this is a broken one. I think this is one. And if I wander in and out of frame here, you're going to have to bear with me. I can't actually see the phone screen because the sun's so bright. This is what I need the GAD for, to get in amongst all of these. Yeah, that's a broken one. Let's see about this one. I think I've said before, once they start to wiggle like this, if they're coming out, they're coming out. If they're not, they're not. As far as one piece. I'll take that home and slice it. I'm probably wishful thinking again, but that looks conspicuously like an egg. So I'm going to see if I can set you up, and I'm going to go to work on that. Okay, you're rolling, and you're going to get to come along for the ride as I figure out if this is a rock, a broken egg, a whole egg, what it is. And I'm going to pause and go get my GAD. Alright, I am back with my GAD so that I can kind of pick around at this thing a little bit better without having to do a weird angle with my S-wing. Oh, this is so much better. So this is kind of the classic technique of getting a Thunderegg out, even though it's not in hard rhyolite. Just trying to work around it. Bad thing is, this could be nothing, and I could break right through a legitimately good egg working around it, but that's the breaks. All right, sorry I cut you off there and you missed the part where it popped right out of the wall, but so this is pretty much was my goal for the trip, was to get a couple like this. And that's going to be just about as big as I can cut in the drop saw back home. You can see it popped right out of there. I had broken loose enough of the clay around it that the egg didn't break. It came out and popped right off of the egg. So this was what the trip was about, getting a few like this. So I'm going to clear all this. I put a couple cubic feet of dirt down in the hole, so I'm going to clear it out and I'm going to keep working that clay layer. Okay, so working this, some of these little ones are just coming right out. I've got another promising spot there, so I'm a lot happier than I was. Alright, so just a minute ago I showed you the tip of this one, then I ran into this one trying to dig around it. So now I'm trying to dig around both of them, because I don't know if it's a big old double or if they're just close together. You can see where I broke one there, and there's a broken one there. I don't know if I did that or not. So I have evidently found a little spot. And the results were, the small one came out whole, and the big one was a junk egg, and it just crumbled. As I was moving dirt around over here, this one came out. So whoever dug here last had dug it up and either rejected it or missed it. But I'll ship it home. Okay, I cleared some dirt out. And then I broke this egg. It was a junk egg. And I've got some more eggs showing. So maybe I've hit another little pocket of them in here. They're probably going to mostly be these junk eggs like this one up here that just broke off. But we'll see. And then, yeah, here's somebody's beer can that's down about a foot and right on top of the good layer. So whoever dug in here and left a beer can just needed to come down a little bit further to the eggs. Alright, I got that little area cleared out. A lot of junk eggs, but that little tennis ball size one popped out. See the pressure ridges on it, so hopefully it'll cut good. Well, I just broke this big old egg getting it out. It's still going home with me. So I don't know if I'll cut it lengthwise or what I'll do with it, but it's too cool not to take it home. I spent about 20 minutes getting it out. And now I just broke this one off. I don't know if you're going to be able to see down in there and see the druzy or not. I'll still be able to cut a face on that. I just won't have both halves. And I've got this chunk here that both of those other ones came off of. So I'm going to keep working that. And there was an egg I broke off there. So this may be just one continuous cluster through here. Okay. I got a little more out of there. But it looks like that rhyolite is turning into bedrock. This is the rest of what I got out of the hole. So you can see that hollow looks really nice. So I'll cut a face on that. This egg is cracked. Some good crystal points in there. So I'll take all that home. And then one last piece. There's enough of an egg here where I'm holding it that I want to cut it open. And it still seems pretty solid. So whatever's down there can be found by the next person, because I am just beat. All right, I'm back in this hole where I pulled out some of the better eggs. It's about 4:45. I had a little cat nap in the truck. Enjoyed some air conditioning. Not that it's that hot out here. It's about 79 degrees. But the wind and sun, some air conditioning was nice. I'll be wanting the heater in a couple of hours once that sun goes down. So spend some more time in here, see if I can pull anything else decent out. And it'll be time to call it a day real soon. All right, nothing too much has changed in this hole. There's eggs all over, little ones. You know, this is kind of the same depth that I found that one big one that I got out hole. So I keep hoping I'll find another good one, but it ain't happening. So I've still got this I could attack. I could go back into this hard clay layer some more. We'll see. All right, here's what I'm working on now. 1 and 2. See if I get either one of them out. Quick update. I've got, I don't know, 1/3 of it, half of it exposed, but it's bound in by hard rock here. This other egg's down here. There's hard stuff over here. So it's not looking real good to get it out in one piece. And to really get in behind it, I've got all this stuff I'd have to get rid of. So we'll see. Okay, there's where the egg was. Here's where it is. So I've got a good solid egg there. It did have a little double action on it. It was way down in there. I stood no chance of getting a tool all the way around that part of it, not even knowing it was there. But you can see some nice crystal in there. Maybe the other half will have some. And then I got a bonus one that was next to it. It's a double or a triple, mostly complete. So I'm going to call that the second best egg I've gotten. And I've still got down here the original one I set out for before I ran into that beast. Here's that other egg. It came out mostly intact. So that'll be a good one to saw on the drop saw. So I'm pretty happy. Got 2 big ones and a couple little bonus ones out of that spot. Now still got a whole bunch of other mess over here from those eggs I broke. I don't know if I want to go after that or not. Alright, I know there's still lots more good thunder eggs in this hole, but it's almost 6. It's time for me to get some food in my belly and get some warmer clothes on, maybe get cleaned up a little bit, and be ready for a near freezing night. I think I've done well enough today. It got me 3 really nice ones that I can cut on the drop saw, and a whole bunch of little trim saw ones. Just a little pan of the area around the Dugway geode beds. It is so gorgeous this time of the afternoon, and just gets prettier as the sun gets lower. There's a lot of good rocks out in those hills. A lot of claims too. And actually, I don't know where the Dugway proving grounds start, but the government property starts, well, this is government property, but the military property starts pretty soon out there somewhere. Okay, dinner is started. I know those coals aren't ready yet, but it takes food in the can a long time to heat up, so I go ahead and give it all the BTUs it can get. Got some firewood for later. Tonight is ribeye night. Some applesauce and the other half of my salad. And a beverage of choice. Water to start with. And I'll watch those hills turn color and watch the sun go down. It's about time to get out of here. Got other places to go, but first I've got to eat my one burner breakfast. Hash, cheese, onions, eggs and cheese, and grape jelly toast. Compliments of my camp stove. Alright, I think it's in the BLM rules that if you make a video about Dugway, you have to stop and get the Simpson Springs Pony Express station. One of the only buildings I've ever seen with a stone roof like that. I mean, they still do that in modern buildings, but an old one like that. So there it is. You may be able to make out the water hole around there. So that's the only natural source of water for quite some distance. Usually the horses are nearby because the water's nearby. There's another very important building across the street there. You probably recognize what that is. This is 17 miles from the geode beds and about 40 miles from the next facilities. So that little building may come in handy for you. Too bad there's no horses today. Out there is the Dugway Proving Grounds. Last time I was here, they had some explosives set up out there, and every few minutes something would go boom out there on that flat. But all is quiet today. So on to the next spot. Well, we're still running long on this video, so we're going to pause again. Next Thunderegg Thursday in part 3, we'll get to looking at the material.